Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're taking a look at this. This is a knife from a company called Eafengrow or Eafengrow, or I don't know. And they make some pretty interesting knives. Very plain box. I'm not going to show it to you. It's just a cheap little Chinese box that says highest quality knife on it. And for this price, it's pretty high quality. Let's go over the price first. It's $27. That's it. 27 bucks. So let that set the stage for us. This is the Eafengrow or Eafengrow EF924. And if you haven't checked them out, Amazon, all of their knives are sub 50 bucks. Most of them are right in the $20 or less price range. I actually have 4 knives from this company. 1, because they're so darn cheap, and 2, because they have literally hundreds of models. So let's go over this. It's G10. This is the desert color. It comes in 3 colors. Jade, which is great. If you've seen some of my other reviews, the other knives that I have from Eafengrow are in a jade pattern. It's still G10, but the jade looks really cool because it's kind of see-through. It's like old school 90s vibe to it. It's great. It is a flipper knife, and I'm a big fan of flipper knives. We'll go over that in a minute. And this also uses D2 steel. And D2 is for me personally, I think it's just a budget steel. I think it's a step up from 8CR13 MOV or 717CR MOV. D2 is good, and at a $27 price point, it's very hard to find a nicer knife steel than this. I mean, heck, there's $100 knives that use worse steel than this. Nice deep carry pocket clip, which is great. It's simple. It has this blue anodized screws. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Screws. Back, it's pretty plain, but it does add a little bit of splash of color to it, and a lot of their knives do have that anodization to them. Back's pretty plain. There's some texturing here or some jimping. It does have a lanyard hole, which is cool. I'm not into lanyards. And the blade centering is pretty okay. This has been in my pocket for some time, so it's not perfect, but it's not bad. And I don't know if I'm getting this perfect on the camera because I'm kind of looking through the camera right now. So anyway, let's go over this. Flicks open pretty well. It's on a nice bearing. This is a 4-inch knife, by the way. Basically a sword. So let's compare it to the knife we're looking at next on the channel is a 2.6 or 2.7 inch carbon fiber knife from another Chinese brand called Ganzu or Firebird. Yeah, size difference is pretty apparent. This is halfway to a sword, and I love it because you can get 4 fingers, you can get 5 fingers on there. I can get 6 fingers on there with my little baby hands. It's got this beautiful thumb ramp in here. You've got some jimping on top if you need to shank somebody. And the curvature of this blade is just absolutely gorgeous. And remember, $27 prime, free shipping, be at your door in a day or 2. So I mean, the quality that this company puts out is absolutely insane. The flipper's incredible on it. This one's a little bit heavier. It's not perfect, obviously, because it's a 4-inch blade. But other Eafengrows that I have are absolutely incredible, and they use a pretty common tactic in here. You can see that little bump underneath my finger there. That little bump on the inside of the liner lock. Liner lock, by the way. That helps you build up some tension to be able to flick that knife open. So there is some cheap steel on the inside that you can see kind of on both ends to reinforce the knife body, and then it's a pretty traditional liner lock. Now the liner lock doesn't really come over very far, which is kind of concerning, but I really haven't had a problem with it. I've hit this knife as hard as I can on the back trying to knock it closed, and it hasn't yet. So great design, barely fits in this blurry camera view because I want to give you as much detail as I can on this knife. I like the desert color. I don't have one of these in the desert color just yet, and then that giant 4-inch blade just folds away to nothing. I'm a big fan of that with Eafengrow or Eafengrow. Huge fan. Pocket clip is great. It does get a little tight towards the end with getting, you can get it up to here, but that last little, half of an inch or quarter of an inch with the screws there, I wish those screws were a little inset, because that kind of tears up your pocket there with those screws hanging out. But I'm sure that can be modified. And honestly, for 25 bucks, really can't complain. Anyway, D2 steel, G10 handle, 9 inches in length overall. So 9.02 blurry inches in length. The blade length is 3.8 inches. The handle length is 5 1/4. The width, which is really not that much. This kind of disappears in your pocket. It's really not that wide. Now, Eafengrow does make some wide knives, but they also have some thick steel on there. Like, this is not as thick as some of the other ones that I have. I have some like knockoff CEO knives and other things like that I haven't reviewed yet on this channel, which are coming up. They make some thick knives. Same thing with their scales. They have some thick scales. This one, not so much, but Eafengrow does have some thick knives. And then the weight is a little beefy. It's 5.5 ounces. So made of D2 steel, sharp blades built to last. Fine edge will through harder material quickly and easily. Bit of a language barrier there, I think. Deploy the blade to through cardboard, rope, wood, fish, fishing line, seatbelt, etc. Just reading off there. They don't even have a website. They just have an Amazon page. Ergonomic. Unique ergonomic features. G10 handle is better grip than any metal handles. You heard it right. The beautiful style and textured handle ensures a secure and confident grip during use. It is light and very resistant. Resistant to what? That's literally the sentence. It is light and very resistant. Like very resilient? Anyway, safe liner lock. Camping knife, so on and so forth. Farming, camping, hiking, ranching, or collecting. There we go. I like they put collecting down there on the end. So, it's really great. I mean, check it out if you haven't seen this brand before. They don't have a lot of reviews. I'm not even sure how many reviews are on this knife. But this, anyway, EF924 D2 $27 knife. Absolutely incredible. I have 4 from this company. I'd like to have all of them because their designs are great. Their flippers are great. Everything is great about this knife. There's no weird awkward flipping and ramming your thumb into this tab to try to get it open. Everything is pretty darn good for 27 bucks. So stay tuned. Taking a look at a couple knives. Also just took a look at the Gerber flat iron. So go check that out. We've got new knives coming all the time, everyone. So stay subscribed. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Eafengrow EF924. Go get one.